Let's see if we can modify the ZenGrip Pro to fit the Switch OLED. Welcome back to 128KB, I'm Andy, and if you're new to the channel, go down there, hit that like and subscribe, and share this video if you think it's going to help someone, because it really helps us out. So yeah, a while back now, a year ago, maybe even a little bit more, I think it was the beginning of last year, we reviewed the Satisfye ZenGrip Pro, which is awesome, such a good grip, I couldn't live without it. And I actually bought this myself, I imported it from America, so it cost me quite a lot of money to buy it here in the UK, but it was really good. Go check out that review if you haven't seen it already. The sad thing is that this grip, well, it doesn't actually fit the OLED. So it doesn't fit the OLED because the OLED is just that little bit too big. It's just a little bit big. If we go to the top down, I'll show you. So you can see that it's just too tight. Like, it's not gonna get in there. It's just that little bit too tight. I mean, you could force it, but then, you know, you risk damaging the Switch, and I don't want to do that. So you can actually buy the new Satisfye grip, which is it the version 3 V3? I'm not too sure, because this is the Satisfye ZenGrip Pro V2, I think it is, which has these rubber like spaces on here, so it means that the Switch never actually touches the grip, so that you can actually like avoid scratching, which is really cool. But yeah, you've got a new one out now, and you can actually order that now. However, I'm a little bit of a cheapskate because I've already bought one, and I don't really want to have to pay out again to import it to the UK, which takes weeks and more money. So I thought, why don't we see if we can adjust this to fit the original one, because I don't have my original Switch anymore. That's it. So this is basically useless for me. So I thought, well, if I break it, oh well. If it works, well then great. So we're gonna see if we can do that right here. So I suppose you'll find out whether or not it works in a minute. Well, or if this video goes live at all. But yeah, okay. So we like doing hacks here at 128KB. I've done a video on how to make your dock completely scratch proof. So go check that video out as well. But yeah, we're gonna try and hack this today, the Satisfye ZenGrip Pro. So what you're gonna need is the ZenGrip itself. You're going to need maybe some scissors. So here's some scissors. You might not, but we'll find out in a minute, but I think we might. Some scissors. And then what I've got here, inside here, is some screwdrivers. So you want to make sure you've got the right size screwdriver, because on the back here, we're going to be taking out the screws. So there's a bunch of screws on the back here, and there's 6 along here, and then you've got another 4 on either side. Now, I believe these will be a longer size or a different size than these ones, so don't get them muddled up. But yeah, so in terms of what screwdriver we're going to need, let's try this one. PH00, I believe that is the size. Okay, annoyingly, I had to go and get another screwdriver because the one I had wasn't long enough to get into the bottom here. So I had to get quite a long end screwdriver to get in there. So just bear that in mind, really. But now we've got all the screws out. There we go. So let's crack this open. So it literally just comes in 2 halves, like that. So that's the back piece and that's the front piece. So now what we can do is we can get access to the rubber pieces that are on the front here. So all those rubber pieces just there. Now I think we're gonna have to modify the first 2. So the top 2 just here. And well, I think if we push from the front, we should be able to just pull them out. There we go. So there's one, that's the right side when you're looking at the back, and that's the left side. So that's them taking out. So let's just see if the Switch will fit with just those 2. So yeah, it does get in there. It gets in there with just the 2 on there. I'm just gonna have a look to see if it's touching anything. Don't think so. But it is still quite a snug fit. So what I'm probably gonna do is adjust the actual rubber pieces. So you can, if you wanted to, you could just take out these rubber pieces on the top here, so the one there, and then just one there as well. And I reckon that's gonna fit like absolutely fine. However, I want these to go back in. So I still want to put these back in here like this, so that we've got all rubber all over, but I am going to just shave these down with some scissors. Now, what I'm going to say is obviously, if you're not old enough, then ask an adult to do this for you. And also, if you put scissors on these, well, then they're going to be ruined. So if you use this grip for a normal Switch as well, probably don't do this. You might be all right if you're just going to use the first method of just taking the first ones out, the first two top rubber pieces out. You could just leave them out and then at least you can put them back in at any time. But since I've not got an original Switch, I am going to modify these just by literally cutting the rubber down just a little bit. Now, all I'm going to do is pretty much just cut off a little piece of these rubber pieces here, just a little bit of this rubber. So I'm literally just going to take some scissors and just cut just a little bit off. So this is the amount that I've actually cut off here. And you can see it's very, very minimal. Like I've only just snipped the very tops off that were protruding out. Only a tiny, tiny amount. I've just shaved this down. So I've just cut this, like the tops off essentially. So there's still rubber sticking through, but instead of it protruding loads, there's now a lot less in there. So what I'm going to do is actually screw this back piece back on in the center here, just to make sure that it stays together. Oh, actually, it kind of grips together like that anyway. So I'm not going to screw this back together. I'm just going to hold it like that. And then let's see if this goes in. Yeah, seems to work. So I think what I'm going to do now is just screw it back together. And that's left us with this. So again, you've got barely any change there. There's just a little tiny bit off both sides. And again, let's go for round two. I'm still being gentle, pushing it in. And there you go, it fits. So what I would say is, like I said at the beginning of the video, do not attempt this if you're going to use your Switch, your normal Switch in your ZenGrip, or if you're going to want to sell your ZenGrip or give it to someone as a friend, or like give it to someone as a friend. Here's a friend, here's your ZenGrip. But you know what I'm saying. Only do this if you're pretty much just going to throw it away, or if you really, really want it to work on your OLED. I would still say it's still a fairly snug fit. So, you know, be wary. It fits, but it's still not as good a fit as, say, like the official one meant for the OLED. So I would say if you can, then buy the OLED version, but this is the kind of like budget saver menu. This is the budget choice option, all right? So if you've already got one of these and you're willing to sort of mutilate it a little bit for it to fit your Switch OLED, well then here you go, here's the guide for it. But yeah, that's it. That's all there is to this video. It fits. It's still a little bit tight, I would say that. The easiest way is just to remove the two rubber pieces and then put it back together without having to chop anything off, because at least then you can, you know, reuse the grip if you wanted to give it away or anything like that. But yeah, there we go. That's how to mutilate your Satisfye ZenGrip Pro to fit an OLED. Make sure you check our website out down below. It's 128kb.co.uk. I'm Andy. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.